Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for November 19th. November 19th is the 323rd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 324th in leap years, with 42 days remaining to the end of the year. I'd like to take a moment to mention that links to my research are included in the show notes. Ask you to go ahead and click that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Remember that you can share this video with others in an email or in your social media. Also, there is a link in the show notes to my This Day in History playlist where you can see all of them if you want to. And I'll put it up in the iCards up in that corner up there also. And with that, I think we're going to start with the birthday of Charles I of England, born November 19th in the year 1600. He became king in 1625. He believed in the divine right of kings, but Parliament did not. So he and Parliament butted heads a good bit. There were also some religious issues, difference of opinion in regards to religious matters, and he ultimately became involved in a civil war in England in the 1640s. He, the king, was arrested, escaped, recaptured, and eventually tried for treason. The king. Charles I was executed in 1649 at the age of 48. November 19th, 1816, Warsaw University was established. This university still exists and is the largest university in Poland. This is the birthday of James A. Garfield, born November 19th, 1831. He was the 20th President of the United States. He was assassinated while in office when he was 49. This is the birthday of baseball player and evangelist Billy Sunday, born November 19th, 1862. He lived to the age of 72. I think Sunday is a great name for an evangelist, don't you? Now, this is the day that President Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address at the dedication ceremony for the military cemetery at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, on November 19th, 1863. Goldwyn Pictures was established on November 19th, 1916. They operated as Goldwyn Pictures until 1924, when they merged with two other production companies to form the major studio, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. This is the birthday of Indira Gandhi, born November 19th, 1917. She became the third Prime Minister of India, the first and so far only woman to hold that office. She followed in her father's footsteps, as he had held that office as the first Prime Minister of India. She was assassinated while in office when she was 66. This is the birthday of baseball player and coach Roy Campanella, born November 19th, 1921. He was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1969 and lived to the age of 71. This is the birthday of talk show host Larry King, born November 19th, 1933. Still alive, he turns 87 in 2020. This is the birthday of actor and talk show host Dick Cavett, born November 19th, 1936. He turns 84 in 2020. On November 19th, 1946, Afghanistan, Iceland, and Sweden joined the United Nations. General Dwight D. Eisenhower became Supreme Commander of NATO Europe on November 19th, 1950. Now looky here, do we have any Star Trek Voyager fans? This is the birthday of actor Robert Beltran, born November 19th, 1953. He played Commander Chakotay in the 1990s television series Star Trek Voyager. He's done some other acting gigs, of course, because he's an actor, but that's the one I'm going to mention. Mr. Beltran turns 67 in 2020. On November 19, 1954, Europe's oldest private television channel, Telé Monte Carlo, was launched by Prince Rainier III. A magazine called National Review published its first issue on November 19, 1955. This is the birthday of television personality Ann Curry, born November 19, 1956. She turns 64 in 2020. Actress Meg Ryan was born November 19, 1961 and turns 59 in 2020. Actress Jodie Foster has a birthday today, too. She was born November 19, 1962, turns 58 in 2020, and I have to say that for someone that it feels like I've been watching since she was a little girl, it's a little shocking to me to think that she's turning 58, but that's what happens when you're born in 1962 and it's 2020. On November 19, 1969, Apollo 12 astronauts Pete Conrad and Alan Bean landed at Oceanus Procellarum, the ocean of storms, on the moon, and became the third and fourth humans to walk on the moon. They're not actually oceans, though, as early astronomers thought, but dark geological fields thought to be composed of basalt. The soccer player Pelé scored his 1,000th goal on November 19, 1969. On November 19, 1985, oh yikes, Pennzoil won a $10.53 billion, that's billion with a B, dollar judgment against Texaco in the largest civil verdict in the history of the United States. This was about Texaco executing a contract to buy Getty Oil after Pennzoil had entered into an unsigned yet still binding buyout contract with Getty. In 1998, the Clinton-Lewinsky scandal, and that's all I'm going to say about that right now. And I think that's going to do it for us today. I hope you learned something you didn't know before. I know I sure did. Always do. As always, links to my research are included in the show notes. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And be sure to feel free to share this if you found it interesting or informative. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.